experience occurred when I was a visiting nurse. I cared for a 17-year-old Russian boy with cerebral palsy. His mother's primary language was Russian, and she did speak some English. She was trying to learn some English words so that we could communicate more effectively. Her religious beliefs and customs were Jewish. I was able to communicate with her pretty well as I had learned many Russian words and phrases while working in medical clinic in a hospital with mostly Russian patients. The boy was unable to speak for himself. He didn't have very much control of his muscle movements and had difficulty swallowing. His mother was his primary caregiver. She is totally devoted to her son's care. She feeds him small spoonfuls of tea and gives him thickened liquids. He is the happiest boy I've ever seen because he has unconditional love and care of his mother. I had become very close with this boy and his mother immediately since the first time I met them. This boy's smile could light up an entire room, even though she was Russian and had difficulty communicating with me at times. The strong connection we had immediately transcended any language barriers. I had never felt such a closeness with the patient until the first time we met. She told me in English that I understand her. She was referring to understanding her situation. I felt compelled to ask my husband to come into the apartment building to see this boy and his mother. One reason is also he looks so much like my oldest son, Peter. My husband came into the building to meet this boy and his mother, and he felt the same way I did. He was excited to get to know them in spite of the language barrier. I no longer work as a visiting nurse, but we have kept in touch with this boy and his mom for 4 years now. We celebrate Hanukkah with them. It's so special and dear to me to share in this cultural tradition of the Festival of Lights. I enjoy sharing stories about Christmas because I can see that his mother is genuinely interested. His mother enjoys exchanging stories about Hanukkah, and I love to listen to them. His mother told me the story when the doctor informed her that she has a son with cerebral palsy. She shares pictures of her son from when he was young, and I could see his development. She tried to explain to me in a combination of Russian and English words that her son understands many things, but that he has the cognitive level of age 3. My culture and spirituality is related to the experience because I have a very large family. I felt compassion for his mother, who devotes her entire life to her son at the expense of neglecting her health at times. I felt compelled to help her because I found out that her husband died a long time ago. I felt blessed and wanted her to know there are still good people in the world. I learned from this experience that giving of your time to people in need is a very fulfilling spiritual experience. Being in the presence of this boy and his mother has confirmed for me a beautiful feeling of being spiritually filled.